Hello everybody, it is Sunday the 30th of June, right. I'm still despairing, still nobody can see what's actually happening. Yes, people are reading the text, they do not hear what is being said, especially the New Testament. They do not want to hear, they cannot hear, I don't know what's going on here. But again, I'm listening to Paul Wallace at the moment, which a lot of things I'm in agreement with. Yeah, I want to talk about, who the Elohim were, the powerful ones, that those were actually beings, yeah, living beings that were amongst us during that time. But then again, he is talking about everything changes with Jesus coming on the scene, and that he brings us the knowledge of the source, like he's bringing us toward the real God. Yeah, no longer the beings, but the field itself, the source itself, and that is absolutely not where he is leading. That is not what he's doing. And unless people start to see that we're just going to go around another circle. I want to show you this here. Now, the way the Elohim, the great ones, the mighty ones, the way they have ruled over us was through knowledge, always was. And they were the ones in control what knowledge the masses are supposed to have. And it is according to what we know that we see ourselves and what it is we're in. Yeah? So they are the creators of worlds. They create a world in the mind of man, and he sees himself, experiences himself in that world. But it is through knowledge. What knowledge is allowed to get out, what knowledge is being taken away, and a lot of knowledge is being taken away in the creation of those worlds. I really had to laugh. I was listening to John St. Julian, and what a great job Christianity did, in spreading the knowledge of Jesus. I don't know, what planet have you been living on? Yeah, I mean, a completely distorted view of reality. The church went to town all over Europe. They were burning, they were torturing, they were so brutal. It is unreal, suppressing knowledge of the Cathars, of the Gnostics here in Europe, and other groups here in Europe. Anywhere they went in the world, they destroyed the native knowledge. They slaughtered people by the thousands. Yeah, and they destroyed their temples, yes, and apparently they took away, if there was written knowledge, or burned it. They didn't burn it all. The bloody Vatican is sitting on miles of knowledge. Catacombs full of this stuff. And that's nothing new either. Because Jesus already said about the temple in his time that they were like dogs sitting on the cattle manger. They're sitting on the food. They're not eating from it, but they're preventing everybody else from getting at it. So that is nothing new. That is how it has always been done. When the Hebrews left Egypt, the knowledge of Egypt, the knowledge of how they thought, they themselves, the universe and everything, that knowledge was destroyed during a generation in the wilderness. That is what the whole thing was about. To wipe out the living memory of what was before. to completely reprogram a new generation into new thinking of what they were and what they were in, so they would function according to that. They were reprogrammed. The destruction at that time of the likes of the Chaldeans and of others, that was destruction of knowledge. In this world, the knowledge is contained within us, in our bodies. It is through our speaking that the knowledge is being known for those that are in the material world. That is the only way. You destroy the knowledge, the words are no longer spoken. Their books are being either destroyed or, as I said, most likely squirreled away somewhere. And that knowledge is gone. It is destruction of knowledge. That does not serve one or the other. And here we come, Elohim, the powerful ones, the mighty ones, the rulers, those beings that were here, and they were fighting amongst each other. They still are. They are still destroying each other's minions, each other's knowledge, and guiding guiding humanity. Thank you very much. And the outcome is not good. Definitely not good for humanity, not for the rest of nature. Yeah? Evil is not within man. Man is being programmed to do evil by those who know what they're doing. The evil ones are the gods. I mean, we are stupid beyond belief. But, we're not inherently evil. We're just as dumb as they come. If the Bible tells you, your scriptures tell you ye are gods, and man knows good and bad. Yeah, don't get too hung up about the God bed. Yeah, you are the dumbest gods on the block. You are. So it's not all bad. But here we are. Yeah. In the beginning, we were the spiritual children of this world. We were spiritually within nature. We were connected to nature. We were connected to this system that is here. And we were brutalized. We were killed. We were raped and driven into fear and reprogrammed. Now, and always been blinded, really blinded by the light of their knowledge, which was in the Old Testament, I would say, mostly technology. Still is technology now. That way is still here. And again, we are building their temples, we are building their machines, we are bringing to them our harvest. Yeah, we are sustaining them, we're worshipping them, their greatness, although it's killing all of us and we're killing each other. Not standing in the light of our own truth, good and bad. I have the woman I'm working with, yeah? And she keeps telling me, oh, it's okay, it's God's war, it's not our war. Yeah, and I'm thinking, do you know good and bad? Do you know war is bad? Do you know that? As a human being, do you know that? Do you have that knowledge still? Yeah? Do you know you shall not kill? Is that still a knowledge inside of your head or somewhere inside of you? And if you know those two things, why are you glorifying a warmongering God that is waging war here and killing to get things his own way, so his will shall be done. If you know still that war is bad and that killing is bad, why are you glorifying that? Worshipping it as so much greater. Anyway, I wanted to come to where Jesus is leading us. So, again, this is how it's been done. The destruction of knowledge, the gathering of knowledge, the only filtered given out of knowledge again, as much as the plebs need to know in order to function in what it is they are supposed to know themselves in. Right, so apparently Jesus now brought to us the knowledge of the source, the real God, the source. And there's a really interesting, and I actually like that very much. I don't know who said, was it Paul said that, apparently. That the source, the all, is that in which we all have our being. Yeah? It is us, we're in it, it is us. We experience our being within the Creator. It's a great way of putting that. I like it. But here is the point. Everything has its being inside of this field, inside of the Creator. And we are not the only experience of consciousness. There are others that have their being inside of that field. That's the first thing. Yeah? And no, the field does not create everything the same. It is diversity. It is all possibilities. It creates all manner of things. It creates all manners of consciousness. There are other consciousnesses that have their being inside of that field, the same as us. And what Jesus is leading to is not all, but another being. The way to the knowledge of another being. Another being that has got a kingdom that will come to rule over this world. And then Jesus is only showing the way to another powerful one. To the knowledge of another powerful one that will come and rule over humanity. That is where he's showing the way to get there. Again, it's not all, it's just one possibility, the knowledge of another being. And knowing ourselves according to that other being. It will give to us, or he, whatever, of his knowledge freely, and we'll be standing there like children lapping it up. Again, other knowledge will be destroyed. There is a war. I mean, look at the book of the Revelation. It is full on slaughter, but that is again the destruction of knowledge. That thing will come and it will destroy all other knowledge. It will destroy the other gods. It will destroy their knowledge. Until we only know the one. Give it a generation, give it 2 generations, and again the living memory of what was before will be gone. And we stood there like plebs again thinking this is all there ever was and ever will be. Because we can no longer remember any other way. That's where we've been led toward. And here's the thing, not the way of technology. Not the way of external technology that has been used to rule over us, but through the use of our own internal technology. Through the knowledge of our spiritual body, our spiritual being that is being tweaked. And where we become, actually energetically become Not being ruled over by force anymore, but we are turning ourselves into that knows only. And that's worse, because then there's no other possibility. It's the killing of the spirit. It is the murder of consciousness. Or actually just making it that small that you cannot see anything anymore. And freedom of thought, freedom of imagination, of other possibilities, again, all of that will be gone. That is enslavement on a spiritual level, is where Jesus is leading you. Not into the knowledge of all. Just one distinct point. And again, is the one that he is supposed bringing his kingdom, his knowledge to this world, or the knowledge of him, so that we know him. Is he any different from the other mighty ones before? Or is he just using a new knowledge to again create the same outcome? And again, we are blinded by, it's the knowledge of the source, it's the knowledge of all. We're spiritual beings. We're falling all over ourselves again. Yeah? To get at that new knowledge. Not seeing where we're being led and how that knowledge is supposed to be used. And what the outcome is going to be for humanity. I mean, it is what brought me onto this path in the first place. The discrepancy of, in the Old Testament you had brutal suppression. And then Jesus comes all enlightened. And then the outcome is again total destruction. But you know their spirit by its fruit. The fruit of that spirit is the book of the Revelation. Yeah? And if that is armies coming to wage war here, and then we're all being indoctrinated into one thinking in the end, by the one, if that is the fruit, the outcome, then that was the spirit from the beginning. Because it is creating that. That was the thought, that was the intention. And as I said, nothing changes. The outcome is still the same. So it's the one that Jesus is proposing. He's not talking about the source. He's not talking about all. He's talking about something that has its being in the source. That we will know, that will rule over us, another being. And is that being actually any different? Or have they just gained new knowledge, spiritual knowledge? And again, they use the knowledge to serve their intention, to rule over this world. I really wish people would see it. I wish I had a voice, at least, to tell people, what it is I'm seeing. I mean, shoot me down in flames, fine, but at least hear it and think about it. Because I am absolutely, because that is what the outcome is. I'm not basing it on nothing. That is the outcome in the book of Revelation. That is what we are experiencing at the moment as, and again, experience is knowledge of the outcome of the spiritual works. This is the proof of the pudding. You're experiencing it. This is the truth. Anyway, here I leave it at that for today. And we'll see what happens. Anyway, talk to you again soon. Bye.